why did you think that was so?
Because he was standing up for him and being a loyal friend.
So anyone can start talking. If you have a different question you want to talk about, you can jump in if it's quiet.
That's similar like mine because Pee-wee Reese is nice to Jackie. So I agree with Ryan. So
Why don't you grab your notes, Harry, so you can remember what you wrote down.
that they treat people how they want to be treated. So people. Oh gosh, I forgot.
How could we help out Harry?
I agree
Right?
with
Oh, so I see a plus sign from
Yeah,
Angie.
I see.
Go ahead, Angie.
I want to add on that Pee-wee Reese was loyal to Jackie because when it was Jackie's turn to bat, everybody was yelling boo, and he took a stand and put his arm around Jackie.
And Harry has something to add. Go ahead.
I just got a new one now. So, I agree with Angie and Ryan that Pee-wee puts his arm around him and says it's his teammate, and then so he's not left out of the group. So Pee-wee Reese will try to get Jackie Robinson in the group so they all can be friends again.
Like Aiden.
I think Pee-wee Reese bought Jackie food from fancy restaurants and stuff on expensive hotels since Jackie couldn't get any of that stuff because he had to sleep in his car, and Reese all his savings on soup and stuff for nothing fancy.
So you're kind of inferring that from based on what Pee-wee did, the other things Pee-wee did. So I'm hearing a lot about. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I agree with Aiden because it was a rough life for Jackie in the majors because he had to sleep in the cars and not with his other teammates in the hotels.
I disagree with Andrew because you don't know if he was batting when he stood up.
You disagree with who? I'm sorry.
Andrew, because you don't know if he was going bad. It doesn't look like he was going bad, and he didn't say.
Oh, okay.
So maybe
So I
he
think
wasn't
she
bad.
maybe was just thinking about how baseball goes.
Just inferring as to what he was
Yeah.
doing next and why he was up in the first.
All right, so make sure you're running your group, guys. This is the first time doing it, so don't look at me to call on you. If you have something to say, you can just say it if it's quiet. Okay? Go ahead.
I think that I think wait. I think that Pee-wee Reese is he does stand up for Jackie because he says in the story, I don't care if this man is black, blue, or striped. Andrew, please decide.
Ah, I love that, Patrick. Patrick took something right out of the story. There was your evidence, right, Patrick? About why Pee-wee Reese was being loyal. Excellent. Good.
I have good thinking about one before. I think the manager acted courageously because he took a risk to have Jackie Robinson in the major leagues.
Did anyone else have that question?
I
know
disagree
group.
with Aiden
Okay.
because I thought that Pee-wee Reese was really courageous because he didn't care if anyone hated him when he stood up with Jackie.
Okay. So, can it be more than one person acting courageously in this story?
Yes.
I think group one, you talked about that a lot. So what was some group? Oh, go ahead, Nicole. I'm sorry. I have to stop
Yes.
calling on you.
Okay.
I have it.
Okay. Yes, because the people on the team were outrageous when he was on the team.
Okay. So that went along with who's thinking? Or were you just putting out your thinking?
I was putting out my
Okay. Good. Did somebody, go ahead, you guys can do your discussion.
When I did the question, I thought Pee-wee Reese and Branch Rickey worked creatively because Pee-wee Reese stood up to Jackie when he was on the field and he was being treated very mean. And I did Branch Rickey because he let Jackie on the team with white people. I agree with Adriana because I kind of had the same thinking about Pee-wee Reese and Branch Rickey being encouraged about Jackie Robinson on the team.
I disagree with Jacob because the manager took a big decision, and the manager didn't. No, because the manager took a big decision. I think Aiden was right.
So what do you mean that
Like,
it was a hard decision to
Yeah,
make to
yeah.
do what?
Because Jackie Robinson was black and his whole team was white.
So you're feeling that is courageous.
I disagree with Brian because Pee-wee Reese was in front of the whole world when he said that.
Oh. Interesting. So anybody have anything to add? Go ahead, Mason.
I agree with Jacob because he pretty much was in front of the whole world because there was like a bunch of people.
And you're thinking that he had.
There's even a page that has a bunch of people on it.
Okay.
That
So what you're thinking then about how courageous Pee-wee Reese had to be versus how courageous Branch Rickey was.
Branch Rickey was mad because everybody was saying boo at it, and Pee-wee Reese had to have a lot of courage. That's a little page.
I would like to go back to what Jacob said about the whole world was watching him because Pee-wee Reese did that because he liked Jackie Robinson on the team and he refused to get him off the team.
I agree with Adriana because he said that I don't care that he is black, he can play good and he deserves to be on this team.
I have something to add to Mason's because he wasn't just in front of the white people, he was in front of the black people too.
Interesting.
I have to agree with everyone's thinking
Yeah.
because they're all stating how loyal Pee-wee Reese and Branch Rickey were to Jackie Robinson. Like Branch Rickey letting him in the major leagues and Pee-wee Reese doing all these nice things for Jackie, standing up for him.
Interesting. So everybody had a part, kind of?
I agree with Mason that it was literally the whole world because my dad took me to Philly yesterday and I saw the stadium and it was like packed with a lot of people.
So you kind of had that connection of maybe how he felt. Imagine if everyone was booing and it's scary.
I think Branch Rickey wanted Jackie Robinson on the team because he was black and all the other people were white, and maybe black people are a little more talented than white people. So I think that's why Branch Rickey wanted Jackie Robinson on the team.
Okay.
I disagree with Nate because he just wanted someone that could play. That's all he wanted. He just wanted someone that could do baseball. He could play baseball.
You hear people saying true, so you're having to agree.
Go ahead if you have to have.
I disagree with Jacob because the coach needed somebody that's really good at baseball and that won't fight and won't say stuff.
So I think you kind of do agree with Jacob, but you're adding something important.
I
Because she's not just looking for like a regular baseball player, he's looking for a special one.
Ah, did everybody hear that?
Yes.
What do you add to that? Can anybody add to that? Denise's thinking? I think Angie's. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm going to stay out of it. Can't help it.
How about you shout out something?
You guys are doing a great job. Go ahead. Do it.
I disagree with Jacob because he was looking for another baseball player, but he needed one more good player, and he picked Jackie Robinson because he was a really good player, and he didn't care if anybody was billing him.
That's kind of like adding to mine, disagreeing with you.
I disagree with Ryan because in the text it even says that he just wasn't a good player.
I agree with Mason and Jacob because if he wanted to show that black and white people can be together in baseball and other things, so he was trying to get segregation to stop.
That's interesting thinking.
I agree with Ryan because he was looking for a really good baseball player, and Jackie Robinson practices a lot. So it's like, I think I should take Jackie Robinson. I agree with Ryan.
Bella, what's your thinking, hun?
I get my paper. It said, it was number one, the statement. Players and the Negro Leagues were treated differently than players in the major league. And our group was thinking Jackie Robinson was a good player. And he shouldn't have been treated like that just because he was black.
I agree with Bella because he was a good player, that's all that mattered.
I agree with Jake and Bella because Jackie Robinson and all the other players in the Negro Leagues were underpaid, and they could do the just same. They could be good enough to play with the white players in the major leagues.
Anyone who hasn't shared yet have anything to add to what maybe Nick and Jake were just
I
saying?
have to agree with Adriana because there were a lot of fans that watched the Negro Leagues. So maybe watching them and how good they were, that might help stop segregation.
It's all excellent thinking. Walt, what are you thinking, hun?
I'm agreeing with Aiden because segregation was a problem when blacks were able to play all major leagues.
Okay. What about you, Dom? Do you want me to come back to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so look at your paper and I'll come back to you.
Jackie Robinson stayed calm when other players called him names.
Okay. So what does that mean? Go ahead, Martina.
That was a comment.
Phoebe Reese saw that the players were aiming at Jackie Robinson at his head because they were about to throw the ball at Jackie Robinson's head because he was a black player, but they were white and they didn't want him on his team, and they were like furious to have him on the team.
I agree with Martina because white players hated Jackie Robinson and they did not want him on the team.
I agree with Martina and Ryan because I think that the players that were trying to hit him in the head with the ball, I think that since he didn't have enough money for all the fancy hotels and stuff,
that he wanted to waste money, so he didn't have enough money to pay for injuries and equipment.
Good. Remember, your thinking doesn't always have to be an agree or disagree. You can talk about things that you noticed in the text or some wonderings that you have or parts you're confused about, right? Okay.
I noticed in the text that on page 15, he was the only black person in the whole team, in the whole picture.
I want to say something. I agree with Martina and Ryan because did you say again? I was trying to say but I forgot.
If you think of it, you can.
Oh, you're asking Martina. Oh, so Martina, go ahead, tell Audriana what you were saying.
I said that the people were trying, they were aiming, the white people who were playing on the team, they were aiming at Jackie Robinson's head and they were about to pitch it at his head so they could hurt him and tease him. And they were being really furious because he was on the team.
I agree with Martina because that is not real nice. Telling on their color doesn't really matter. It depends how they are to you.
I agree.
I disagree with Martina because Pee-wee Reese is 1, 2. And Pee-wee Reese is a white person too. So he wouldn't try to be aiming at his head because he likes Jackie Robinson.
I agree with Ryan, the one before you agreed with Martina.
Wait, what did you say again? There's so long about.
That
Jackie Robinson stayed calm when other players called him names.
That's right. If I was him, I would have yelled at them if they called me names, but he didn't. He stayed calm.
I would disagree with Jake because Branch Rickey wasn't a player who wouldn't fight back and yell at them. He wasn't a player that just stayed calm and ignored them.
I agree with Aiden because it says that in the text. So.
I agree with Aiden
I disagree.
because it did say in the text that he wanted a player that wouldn't fight or hurt anybody.
I know that, but if I was him, I would have done that.
So I think Jake is just saying
That
if
he
he
would.
were in that position, he would not have probably reacted the way that Jackie Robinson.
When Ryan said that he was staying calm, I think it was when it was in the story. I think it said he got angry. I think.
I disagree with Jacob because when Jackie Robinson, he was just standing there when everyone was booing at him, and he was just being calm and not saying anything or doing anything. He was just if I be calm, and they probably would get tired of doing everything to me, and they would stop. And when they were booing at him, he was just I'm not doing anything. I think the whole team should gather around with Jackie Robinson and Pee-wee Reese on page 28 to show that the whole team was doing what Pee-wee Reese was doing.
I noticed in the text that I don't remember the page, but they asked Pee-wee Reese to sign this petition to get him off the team, and he's like, no, because he's my teammate and he deserves this job.
I agree with Jacob because can you say that again, Jake?
In the text it says that he. Now I forget what I said.
Okay. We
have like 30 seconds left. You're having a great conversation. I hate to stop, but we do have to move on.
He said
Anybody
that,
didn't have anything to add?
sign
You'd like to
petition
add that in?
because sign a petition because he's his teammate who deserves a role.
Yeah.
I
I agree with Jake because
Just keep on going.
Jackie
Finish your thought.
Robinson did not want to sign a petition, and Pee Wee Reese came up and said, "Yeah,
Go ahead, Cameron. I know you've been waiting to talk.
I think the main idea might be that anyone is allowed to play on any team
Okay. Why? Do you have any?
because in the story, it's saying that just one black person is on an all white team, and usually they're not allowed to, but he's on the team.
Good. All right. You guys did an excellent job. I know we still have so much to say to stop, but we have to stop. So listen, 1 second.
Animals come down now.
So what we're going to do next is we're going to move our chairs back. We're going to go back to our desk, and you're going to write a reflection about your new thinking or ideas in your RRJ, okay? Because does anybody have new thinking after listening to your
can you
classmates?
say in your book,
Okay.
I agree?"
Yeah, you can bring up somebody's discussion. So right now, let's stand up. I should have had you bring your RRJs, thinking about it now. Next time we'll do that.
I felt like we were adults talking about all
You
this.
felt like you were adults? Good. You did a great job. You were good bosses.
That's not what I guess.
See if we can get our desks back as quickly as we move them out.
Yes, 1 minute.
My desk,
60 seconds. I'll take it down. Okay. Oh, you already did? Do you need help on your finger?
Don't push it in yet.
Looking for people who are going to get started right away. Your RJ. Good. So if you're back and settled, what should you have out? RJ. Good.
What is that again?
I'm sorry.
What is the other going to be videotaping
For your reflection about your new thinking or ideas.
No, what's the RJ?
Oh, your spiral. Not your little one, your spiral.
Oh, and you had mine, because I had mine on
See Nate with his book out, and Angie.
Nicole, get out your RJ, hon. Quickly.
Adriana. We'll come around and collect the folders. Don't worry. Thank you. You can use your notes. Oh, that's right. I'll get you that. Yeah, spiral.
I'll take your folders.
Spiral one.
Thank you. Thank you.
It says
Look,
RRJ.
I think that's it right there.
Like a head cover something.
Oh, get your journal out. You need your journal.
Can I copy this down in my book?
RJ, Nicole.
Ryan got started writing right away, and so did Angie. And Nick S. Do don't forget the date and the title of the story. Okay? Where's your RJ?
Write a reflection about your thinking and ideas after
Or you
having
know
a
what? You can
discussion.
use your little journal then. Your morning journal. Just use that then. You can find it. If you can't find it, just use your morning journal. Okay? Yay. While everybody's working, you have like 5 minutes for this. Ish.
How long do we have for that discussion?
So Don, we need to get the date, right? So you're gonna put today's date, 4/14/14. Teammates at the top, and you're gonna write a reflection about your new thinking or your ideas about the story based on our discussion we just had as a whole group,